Clams are one of the best exercises to train your outer hips, so that glute medius and glute minimus. But I personally hate doing clams laying on my side where you just raise one leg at a time. So this is the solution. It's the supine clams. This exercise lets you train both hips at the same time. So especially if you've got an imbalance between your hips, or if you get any pain across your low back or your sacrum, just below your low back, this is a really good modification. So to begin, start laying on your back and wrap that band around your knees just above the knee. Don't put it at the joint. Make sure that your core is engaged here. Make sure that belly button's pulling towards your spine and those ribs are pulled down. You don't want them flaring up. You want your core stable and strong here to support your pelvis. So when you're ready, exhale. You'll want to engage that pelvic floor because the pelvic floor and the glutes work together. So draw up through that pelvic floor. And you can press your low back into the mat or maintain a neutral spine, whichever is more comfortable for you. When you're just starting out, usually keeping your low back pressed into the mat is a little safer for you. And when you're ready, you will just pull your knees apart, resisting that band equally in both directions. You should feel your outer hips kick on, and you should feel your core engage a bit more to help stabilize this whole movement. So you only want your legs moving. Nothing else should be moving. And sometimes, especially if you're weak, you'll notice that your hips are trying to rock a bit. You'll notice maybe one leg is pulling faster than the other. So just watch your knees as you do this and work up to having your legs move equally at the same time. And then when you release the contraction, you want to make sure that you control your knees back to the starting position. You don't want to let the band just pull you back to start. So this way you're training both that contraction and then the release. So when you first start, you may only have the strength to pull your knees apart and then bring them straight back together. Start with that, and as you work up, you can start adding in holds where you hold for 5, 8, 10 seconds, or even more if you have the time for it. So just remember to breathe as you're holding each contraction, and enjoy feeling greater stability through your hips as you do this exercise.